Hi, my name's Michelle Sterry. I'm a specialist midwife for Healthy Lifestyles Gloucestershire, and I lead on the Healthy Me Baby and Beyond programme that supports women during pregnancy and for the early years to have a healthy and active pregnancy and postnatal recovery. I'm here today to have a discussion with you about nutrition and in particular around supplements during pregnancy and breastfeeding. So thank you for joining me, and also thank you for forwarding questions through your health coaches and through the social media platforms that we use on Facebook and Instagram. So it's been really good to have that come in, and I'd like to feed back hopefully some useful information and advice and tips. And at the end of the video, we'll signpost you to further sources of reliable evidence-based information for you to follow on looking into. And if you have any further questions after this discussion, please pop them on the feed after the video, which I'm posting today as opposed to a live stream because I've got a clinic to attend later. Okay, thank you. So the first question that came in was, do I need to take supplements during pregnancy? Okay, so we would generally advise that you don't need to take a multivitamin supplement during pregnancy. The reason for this is during pregnancy, your requirements change. So if you were to take any supplements, they would need to be specifically for pregnant women, because actually some vitamins can be harmful during pregnancy, okay, particularly vitamin A. So if you choose to take supplements, do take a product that is specifically for pregnancy, okay. But the general advice that we would give you is supplements aren't necessary, and if you're able to take a well-balanced, healthy diet, okay? And that isn't always easy if you're suffering with nausea, vomiting, or changes in your appetite or your taste, which is very common during pregnancy, okay? So if you have any concerns about that, do speak to your midwife or GP, okay? But in general, we would say definitely don't take normal supplements, regular supplements, only pregnancy specific, and only take them if you're not able to take a full well-balanced diet in, okay. Saying that, there are a few vitamins that we do specifically recommend for a healthy pregnancy. Okay, so I'll work through these so that we can be clear on what is recommended. And there is one vitamin in particular called folic acid. So folic acid is a vitamin that is commonly found in a variety of sources, such as green leafy vegetables and fortified cereals and bread, flour. It's a really helpful vitamin that will be able to support the growth of your baby in the early stages during the first trimester, in particular to the spinal cord development. Okay, so folic acid is a really important vitamin to have in your body to pass to your baby whilst it's developing in the womb, particularly during the first 12 weeks. Okay, deficiency of folic acid can cause quite a serious problem called spina bifida. Fortunately, this problem is quite rare and can be detected on ultrasound scans, and it's one of the things that is looked for during ultrasound scans. But as a precaution, even if you're eating a well-balanced diet, we would recommend that you take a folic acid supplement for the first 12 weeks of pregnancy, from the moment you find out until you've had your first 12-week scan. And that is 400 micrograms of folic acid, okay, which you can obtain from chemists or supermarkets. If you have certain conditions such as epilepsy and diabetes, you may be advised to take a higher dose supplement of folic acid, but only do so on the advice of your midwife, GP, or your obstetrician, who's your doctor who will take care of you during your pregnancy. If you're planning a pregnancy, it is advisable to take the supplement what we call preconceptually, so in the months leading up to you becoming pregnant. So if you're planning and preparing to become pregnant, or you know anybody that is, it's really good to start taking folic acid in advance of getting pregnant, okay. Okay, so the other question that came in was, can you take too many supplements? Okay, and the advice is, as I said before, that general supplements are not recommended. And in fact, a lot of the vitamins that you take from in tablet form will be excreted anyway, and not particularly absorbed well. So the best source of vitamins is from your diet, from your food. Okay, so let's think about food sources as much as possible as being the best source of your vitamins and minerals. Okay, so there is another vitamin that we do recommend, okay, and that is vitamin D. So vitamin D is a vitamin that we can absorb through sunlight, okay, but we don't live in a particularly sunny country, and we have months, particularly the autumn and winter months, when we have little light and much less sunshine. And obviously with the current restrictions due to coronavirus, we are staying indoors probably more than what we would like to. So it is recommended that all pregnant and breastfeeding women take a vitamin D supplement daily, and that again can be obtained from the chemist, pharmacy, or from supermarket. Okay, so do think about taking a vitamin D supplement. Vitamin D can also be found in food. Sources are oily fish, red meat, and eggs. So this can be more of a problem if you're following a vegetarian or vegan diet. So you have to look at your food sources a little bit closer if you want to be able to take an adequate amount of vitamin D through food sources. Okay, so moving on to iron. Okay, iron is necessary for healthy blood and to avoid anemia. Okay, so anemia can cause tiredness, fatigue, can cause breathlessness, and generally can make you feel out of sorts. Okay, so the baby will be needing iron too, so it's important that you have enough iron in your diet. However, we don't want you to overdo it, okay? So you can, again, have too much iron in your body. So it's not recommended as a routine that you take iron supplements, okay? Only take iron supplements if you have been diagnosed with anemia through a blood test, okay, and prescribed iron supplements, okay? So generally, you shouldn't need to take them. If you're eating a well-balanced diet, you're taking on board meat, nuts, dried fruit, and green leafy vegetables. Okay. So obviously, if you're vegetarian or vegan, you will be eliminating the meat aspect, but you can get iron and a very important vitamin for blood formation called vitamin B12 from those sources I mentioned, as in nuts, dried fruit, and green leafy vegetables. Okay, so not forgetting calcium. Calcium is really important for healthy bones and teeth for yourself, and also for your developing baby, and also if you're breastfeeding. Okay, so milk, cheese, yogurts, fish and bread are great sources of calcium. If you're vegan, then you will be looking probably at soya options to get an adequate supply of calcium. Okay, so whilst we're talking about milk, this brings me on to another question that came in, and this was a question about protein shakes, and we've been asked, that can these be continued during pregnancy? So a lot of people take protein shakes if they're working out to replenish their muscles and to become leaner. Okay, so generally protein shakes are okay to carry on if that you're used to taking them in your diet. Okay, but do read your labels. You need to be sure that they are safe to be taken in pregnancy, okay, because products are manufactured by different companies and have different ingredients. Okay, so they might have some additional vitamins, and as I've mentioned previously, some vitamins need to be avoided during pregnancy. So do check that there are no additional components of that protein shake that you should be avoiding. Okay. The other thing to mention is if you're having a protein shake, that you would not be using this as a meal alternative, okay, as a meal substitute. Okay, it would be just as a refreshing drink with some additional benefits of protein, and this might be useful to you if in particular you are following quite a strict diet, vegan diet, or you are having difficulty in eating and drinking because of your pregnancy sickness. Okay, but it's something that you need to think about carefully, read your labels, and maybe discuss it with your own midwife or obstetrician. Okay, good. Another question that came forward was about zinc, and that was an interesting one. So zinc is a mineral that's really great for strengthening our immune system, and we're all thinking about immune systems and avoiding infections and staying healthy in light of the recent epidemic with the coronavirus. Okay, so zinc is something that's been talked about, and I know in some countries around Europe it is advisable to take zinc, but here in the UK we don't advise you to take zinc supplements. Again, the best source of this mineral is through your food sources. Okay, so the good food sources are meat, but you don't need to be a meat eater to get your zinc. You can get it from avocados, which are a great superfood, from nuts such as cashew, almonds, from seeds like pumpkin seeds, and from chickpeas. Lots of sources of zinc. Okay. However, we have to be thinking also about the foods that we can obtain and the affordability of some of these foods too. So thinking along those lines, we can get a good source of vitamins from very simple foods such as fortified cereals. So read your cereal boxes and have a look, and I think you'll find that a lot of them are fortified with B vitamins, iron, zinc, other minerals. So it's really handy to have a box of cereals with some milk, really nutritious. Okay, milk or soya milk, whichever is your preferred option. Sources of fruit and vegetables. Getting fresh fruit and vegetables is a problem because we cannot go shopping every day or regularly anymore because of the coronavirus, and if you're pregnant or you have young children, then you will be isolating or shielding and restricting your movements outside and social distancing. So other people may need to shop for you, or you may need to shop less frequently. So we need to be thinking more about dried fruits and vegetables, frozen fruit and vegetables, and foods that come in tins. Okay, so if it's tinned, it may not quite have the same level of nutrients as fresh, but it still will have nutrients and fiber. Okay, so it's a good alternative. So we can stock up on dried food, frozen food, and tin food, so that we can get a varied diet and stay healthy and well during pregnancy, during the early years, and feed our families well. Okay, so whilst we're thinking about the affordability of food, do remember there is a scheme called Healthy Start. So I will post a link to Healthy Start after the video. Okay, so Healthy Start is a government scheme, and you can be eligible for this scheme if you are on a low income, and the idea is that you will be able to access fruit, vegetables, vitamins, or milk with some vouchers. Okay, so you would obtain vouchers that can be exchanged usually in popular supermarkets, and therefore you can access healthy foods, which may be expensive for you or difficult to purchase. So think about the Healthy Start scheme. You can have a look online about that, and you will need a health professional to sign your form. So that could be your midwife or your health visitor could sign your form for you, so that you can send off from 11 weeks of pregnancy, and this extends into the postnatal period for your vouchers for yourself and your family. Okay, so that's a really good scheme that's worth having a look at. Okay, Start for Life is a really great government website as well, with lots of ideas about how to be healthy, lots of practical tips on how to be healthy for yourself and for your family. So do take a look at Start for Life, and the most reliable source of information if you want to look up anything about nutrition, vitamins, anemia, supplements. NHS Choices, your go-to place. So NHS Choices was always your evidence go-to source of information. And there's another website called Tommy's. So the Tommy's charity produce some really good quality information resources. So I would recommend that you could look on the Tommy's website. Okay, it's very comprehensive. Okay. So it's been really good to hear from you all again, and I look forward to having another live discussion with you next week on another topic related to being a healthy mum. Okay, and also just to let you know that we are hoping to run a postnatal group in the near future in June. So if any of you have babies from 0 to 6 months and would like to join a virtual postnatal group with myself and the health coaches, and joined by some of my specialist colleagues as guest speakers, you'd be very welcome. So please let your health coach know, either let myself know or just pop a little post on the page and we'll be in touch. Thank you for tuning in. It's been lovely to have you here with me today. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.